Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the last session of TAM subject. Before we start, how are all of you? I hope that you are all doing well. And let's have a short recap or short icebreaker with our topic. So, our topic is all about, we can see James Reid and si Jan Jaramillo as Dean in Darna. What do you think will be our topic? Okay, very good. Everyone who chat in our chat box are very good and your answers are correct. So our topic for today is all about reading. So before we proceed with our topic, how many books have you read? And what is your favorite book? You can comment it on our comment section and I will be reading it after a while. So thank you for commenting. Your books are very interesting one and I hope to read it soon. And let's proceed with our lesson proper. So our topic is teaching and assessing reading. So I am one of the reporters, Arce, together with Mr. Bonifacio, Miss Estribor, and Miss Garcia. So let's discuss first what is the meaning of reading. Reading, according to Cambridge Dictionary, it is the skill or activity of getting information from books. So it can be done in online world or offline world because there's a ebook, electronic books that is very well are used nowadays, especially we are in the pandemic still stage. So we are going to discuss lesson design in teaching reading. So this includes short speaking, listening, writing. If you are going to be a teacher in macro skill, particularly in reading, you must include the three previous macro skill that was discussed, just like speaking, listening, and writing in your reading lessons because it is associated. It is the three mentioned are foundation of reading lessons. So I have 11 on my list on the designs to have a reading lesson. So first one, when designing a lesson in reading, you needed to put a warm up. So it must be 5 to 10 minutes only to get students moving and speaking because as a student will able to speak and share their thoughts, they might be involved or will be excited to learn about your topic, which is reading. The second one is introduce and teach the new sound. Systematically introduce and teach the complete phonemic code. For example, let us look at the example given in this PowerPoint presentation. The word math has 3 phonemes, a, and t. So if we are going to share how the letters will be read, just like a, e, I, o, u in the alphabet here in the Philippines that are well known, specifically speaking vowels. So a, e, I, o, u are well known things, just like in ba. Putting b with the a, e, I, o, u will be sounds like ba, be, bi, bo, bu. And you can reiterate it with the English language, not only in Tagalog, but also in English language. These are according to Arce 2022, and the second one is from Gajen 2010, and the preceding lesson design are from Gajen as well. The third one is practice sound cards. Practicing reading the materials aloud, you can do this through a series of steps and directly practice the print to sound relationship for the new sounds plus previous sound. Just like in this example, let's use this example. We can see a picture of drum, and there's a word or letter at the top, where the students must figure out or must pinpoint what is the word that is being shown in that picture. So the students might use that and put a circle on it. We can also use sound cards, just like a, e, o, u, where you can jumble it, just like using flashcard. For example, this is a flashcard where there's a ba in it. So we can use it for the students to practice, and you must consider it in your lesson design to have a practice, because practicing will make an improvement as time goes by and as there is a continuous application on it. So we are done with the third one. So let's proceed with the fourth lesson design. So according to Gajen, we must write and say the words. Practice writing and saying the words together, just like putting in the blackboard, just like writing their sentence. For example, John is singing. When you ask your students to read it, they will follow you when you put it or something for them to follow you, just like John is reading. Another one, John is reading. And you can also use that when a student is not participating. You can catch him or her attention for him to read it and know what must be how it will be read, rather. So making a group activity or as a whole class, it will make a good relationship and there will be an overall learning for them. The fifth one is word making activity. For this lesson design, it is known as sound tiles, which is particularly effective with remedial students. So we are having a remedial instruction subject where there are many things that mentioned there to how we will be teaching students, just like struggling with the reading. So this is a very good one. It's just like filled in the blanks, or having different letters on a graph, just like there's many letters in here, and then spaces or dash must be filled with the letters that are being put there, just like what we can see in the PowerPoint. So we can see speech. It is from different parts of the letters that are put in that group of letters. So the sixth design is sound changing activity. Anyone would like to read? Okay, thank you very much for reading. It is somewhat similar to words making, except you use the sound tiles to emphasize changes in sounds within words, just like bat, bet, beat, but. There is also word but I don't indicate it in this PowerPoint because there's no specific meaning as I've searched about that word. So if we will be using words that will be changed, just like in the example, bat, they can relate it with, they can change the letters or the vowel in that by putting E. The A will be changed to E. Bat is different from bet, and it is also different with beat and but as well. So sound changing activity will make their vocabulary widen. I have this activity way back when I was grade 4. We are asked to write different words starting with the AL. So we needed to put 50 words on that, and I wrote a lot, and some of my classmates was shocked and amazed on my strategy on it. I put AL, alpha, and next alphabet, just like that, and it will give you a large vocabulary and give you a hint, just like using the where the game app Wordscape, it will give you another idea on words, speaking words, and arranging words as well. So the seventh one is reading words. Practices reading a list of decodable words. So we must practice emphasize correct phonological processing, blending, and tracking. So reading words just like fat, dad, at, fit, if, it's, near, too far. When we are making it, reading them repeatedly, there will be retention on it, but we must not force our student. Let's just guide them for them to have an enjoyable learning and for them to learn more than being pressured or having an anxiety on it. The eighth one is writing or spelling words. This is the best or most used in the English teachers, especially when they are teaching reading. Learning to spell helps a child to develop a strong connection between the letters and their sounds and learn high-frequency sight words from decodable lists. So, Miss Gerafil mentioned in our last discussion about sight words, wherein she said that it is used for the students to be reminded on the words and for them to be familiar on it. So, the next design is reading decodable sentences. These short sentences and later short paragraphs offer practice reading decodable text. For example, Tom is not sad. When we are making a simple sentence for the students, they will be more engaged on it. They will read it and not be bored on reading it, because if you gave a student a 10-page text or paragraph, sentences, essay, they will not read it. There's no motivation for them rather to read it and finish it. They might read it at the first, but they will not understand it through it all and might not finish it. And it is not an effective design for you if you will torture them by making them read 10 pages or even 2 pages nga. They are being bored, they have no motivation on finishing it. For example, this is the writing spelling words. So, Dutch sight words, it is also discussed with our remedial instruction subject, just like what I've mentioned a while ago. So, there's different sets in here, but my example is set 3. After, again, and, any, as, and so on. And you can use this for them to be familiar with different words. The 10th, second to the last structure or design in teaching reading is teach common irregular words. Somewhat similar to word making, except you use the sound tiles to emphasize changes in sounds within words rather. So, for example, in our PowerPoint presentation, you can zoom in if you can't see it. So, there's a base form, simple past, participle. It is very well used when we are in junior high. So, for example, base form become, then past participle is become as well. So, base form begin, the simple past began, and with the A letter, and the past participle is begun with the letter U on it. Last lesson design that you can have in your lessons plan when you are teaching reading is review lessons. Periodically incorporate into a sequence to allow for review of previous learned sounds and additional practice in reading decodable words, word lists, and sentences. So, having a review on the lessons will help the students to have gist or some review on their previous knowledge or previous learning, just like having this on the next slide. So making this list will give a students an idea on overall design on your lessons, just like having a pointers to review. It is an example of review lesson. So let's recap on the lesson design that we've discussed. We need to have warm up, introduce and teach the new sounds, practice sound cards, write and say the words, word making activity, sound changing activity, reading words, writing or spelling words, reading decodable sentences, teach common regular words, and lastly, review lessons. And that's it for my part. The next reporter will be Mr. Bonifacio. Thank you for listening.